all going to make alfalfa pellets, so as long as we make a good protein, that's what we're shooting for. We've never got over an 11 protein before, but never really had a field that's this high in alfalfa. We've always just planted a alfalfa mix. So the other day when I was cutting, I cut about 35 acres, but none of it was as good as this stuff. I had both kids with me the other day, so I put this little chair in here. It does have a buddy seat. Down at 9.8 miles an hour. We had wheat in here 2 years ago, and then we underseeded it to this alfalfa. New tires are working pretty good. How I usually cut them is I put 4 rounds around the outside, and then take the straightest shot and go back and forth. Daisies here, but still alfalfa in there. Yeah, you can see besides my windrows, nice and puffy, and that's how much I'm taking. Probably about 11 or 12 feet out of my total of 15 foot here. Alfalfa kind of drowned out here 2 years ago, or last year. Well, the year we planted it. The year after we planted it. Last year, it was really wet. Faster on the road than it does in the field. 11 miles an hour if you're lucky. Switched out the one kid for the little one. Dakota. Hey. He likes to ride. So I'm back cutting again. I had to work day shift the last 2 days, so I made a couple rounds around this field the other night, and this one's pretty heavy in alfalfa. Looks like some of it got winter kill. Right here it's not super great. A lot of daisies. This field was another field that we reclaimed. My dad says he never ever remembers anyone even cutting hay off this field, and it was spruce trees and brush and old grass, and I plowed it, and then we put like winter rye in it, I think, and that didn't do very good. It was kind of a low spot, and winter rye didn't do very good, and then I plowed it again the next year, and I think we had wheat on it, and that did all right. and then we added the weeds under seeded the alfalfa. So, and then we last year we cut it for hay. Last year it was hay, so this is like the 4th year we've done something with it. It's really rough out here. It was really sod bound, and it seemed like no matter how much we worked it never got to the point that it should have been at. And then we picked up bales last year off it when it was not quite froze. And that definitely left some roots out there where we loaded the bales at. So this is what it all should look like. Oh, except for how rough it is. The ash pile was on this end of the field. You can see where it was, so it got really rooted up from the tractor coming in and getting loaded with ash. That's all white clover, that, or maybe it's alsike. Maybe someone can tell me. But that's just pure white clover. That clover just absolutely loves the ash. Well, done with that one. That field is so rough, but we got some nice poofy windrows out there. Here we are loading the first load of 2025 crop load. Like I said, it's going to the grinder, make alfalfa pellets. Just out here slinging them. On this machine with my elbow. I need to start bringing my phone mount with me. So we're hoping to make some good protein numbers with this, so it actually makes it worth it to send it down there to the grinder, because we got to pay the freight on it. So we'll see what it would make for protein here. That's the alfalfa. Rubbery enough, we're not losing any leaves, it doesn't look like. Well, I'm not losing many leaves, so hopefully not hurting too bad. Pretty nice stuff. Out, reconvene tomorrow maybe. Got the Formo W4 here. Doing a really good job. Yeah, it's got good leaves on still. I don't know how much of this we're gonna lose tedding it and then raking and baling it. This stuff should stay on there, but You know, it's got to get tedded because this underside will never dry. I actually don't feel too bad, but you know, being underneath there, it's never gonna dry. That ground's dry, so that helps. Otherwise, it'll just pull moisture up from the ground. Go back to this tedded stuff. Looks like the leaves are on there pretty good still. You know, like I said, I'm sure we're gonna lose some, but kind of put a pause on the haying for a little bit. We made 150 bales this year so far. We put a pause on it, saw a bunch of lumber. You see it sitting back there, but I'm getting ready to spray today. So I had to put everything in the tractor, to the rate controller and stuff, to spray with this tractor, because when we got to spray our corn again, it's got so much competition with the green stuff on the strip tilt corn. And the Alice, I sprayed the corn already, but with the Alice, but it wasn't on the ground yet. And it's not set up for 30-inch rows. We figured it'd be too much work, plus it'd be detrimental for using it for a haying tractor to narrow the Alice up. And this 9110 happens to be set up perfectly for 30-inch rows, which is what these tractors are made for. You know, it's the row crop. The row crop special. So I had to put my 540 adapter on for the PTO pump and hook it all up. And like I said, put my rate controller in there. Plus I had to narrow the sprayer up. It was just a bit too wide to hit 30s. So when we got it, these pieces were flipped around. It was really wide. It was probably set up for 30-inch rows already, but I just wanted to narrow this up a little bit so I'd miss the rows. The rows will be like right here on both sides. And anyhow, when we go back to spraying our wheat or 6.5-inch beans, we'll hook it back behind the Alice. We won't be running over a bunch of extra needless crop if we would have flipped it back out and made it wide. Like last year, I narrowed it up for 38-inch corn. So there it is. Pretty funny looking unit probably to most people. But, you know, this is what this tractor's made for. Planting, cultivating. She is the row crop special, 9110. It's only 200 horsepower. Fun fact too, like 2 summers ago, seemed like all our tractors were broke down, and we used this one for everything. We pulled these outer duals off and then stuck the inner duals on the outer hubs, so we didn't have to move any hubs around because they're a pain to get off. I actually made a video on that earlier this spring actually. So the tractor looked pretty goofy, looked kind of cool. But anyhow, we sprayed with it, and like I said, when the sprayer was sitting at the wider stance, the sprayer tracked in our wide tractor track just perfectly. But we used this tractor for everything that year. We ran the auger with it because the Alice needed a clutch. When you have the blue tractor, the old 2470, the transmission was slipping really bad on, so we didn't have much, especially with PTO. I'm not sure how I'm gonna format this video because I started to make a haying video, and I don't know, I just kept forgetting to film, and I was gonna make some drone video for it, and then I don't know, I didn't save the video to my phone for some reason of cutting hay. But and then I don't think I baled all the hay up and didn't take any videos of that either. So anyhow, we're spraying now, pausing the hay. Well, I finally drug the corn planter home from up by the field. It barely fits. I'm currently letting air out of these tires because my markers are too high. I love this shed, but its ceiling's too low for any of this farm equipment. We're really close over here, but I think it's gonna clear. So I really hope we can get in here. I don't want this thing sitting outside. Well, they're pretty flat now. She might just clear up there. So here is a corn update. As you can see, it's not doing very well. Like, this row is actually pretty good. This is the stuff we strip tilled. I hit the strip dead on there, and maybe that's why it's doing good. You know, we got a lot of missed stuff. It probably was inconsistent depth. It's the 3rd of July. I'm gonna spray it again because I think our problem was too much competition with the green stuff. Looks like most of it made it. And you see I missed the sprayer here, and the clover just absolutely loves this ash we put on these fields. And this guy, he's doing good with all the competition. But I mean, you see the rows. It still might make it. I'm gonna spray it again, and we're gonna give it another shot. We're gonna top dress it with 100 pounds of urea. So here's some wheat. It's doing really good. This one had a lot of weeds in. I see it didn't kill the daisies for some reason. Like, there's some daisies, but looks like it killed a bunch of other stuff. And it's just starting to head out. It's looking really good. We got about 26 acres of this stuff in 2 different fields.
Yeah, big stuff.
So it's like knee high. We got the heads on it. There's Kayla. So I think this is one of the best bean fields, or was when I looked at them earlier. And I see lots of deer damage. You see they nip all these tops off. These beans are probably a little taller. What I've noticed is they work like the outer edge of the whole field where they feel safe, and they don't really get into the center as bad. Okay, so we got some vegetation going on the back of the tractor. Nice fertile soil, you know. We are gonna mix up a batch, fill this up with water. We got 26 acres. We're gonna put 20 gallons out per acre, put 600 gallons in it. I have 5 gallons of AMS surfactant and 7.5 gallons of glyphosate I'm gonna dump in there. So it's like the perfect day for spraying. We don't have much wind. It's really hot today, well, for northern Minnesota. I think it's supposed to be 91 degrees today, so we'll see if we can revive this corn, kill the rest of the green stuff, and we'll give her a shot of fertilizer tomorrow. So here's this really poor corn crop. I sprayed it the day after it was planted, I think, and you can see it needs spraying again, so I just sprayed it again. But yeah, pretty poor. So it's 4th of July. Some of it is actually knee high. Something went and ate every single leaf off of this stuff. Buckhorn looked decent there, but yeah, not very good.